Man, there's always this moment in the preseason where the scoreboard might not matter, but the warning signs start flashing. And for the San Francisco 49ers, those lights were neon bright after that performance. Sure, it's just an exhibition. We get it. Most of the starters were chilling on the sidelines, hydrating, observing. But let's not pretend that what happened on the field didn't matter. Because when you go 1 for 13 on third down, cough the ball up 4 times, and allow 30 unanswered points, that says something. And it's not the kind of something you want echoing into week 1. Let's start right at the heart of it. Depth. Or maybe more accurately, lack of depth. Specifically, offensive tackle. The clearest, most glaring red flag from that first game was this. If either Trent Williams or Colton McKivitz misses any kind of time, it's a disaster scenario waiting to unfold. That one crack could unravel the entire fabric of the season. We're not talking about minor inconveniences here. We're talking about the linchpin of protecting your franchise quarterback, maintaining offensive rhythm, and keeping this team's championship window open. And it's wild because the 49ers aren't a team caught off guard by this issue. It's not new. Now, this has been bubbling under the surface for a while now. And while some improvements have been made, the reluctance to fully invest in offensive line talent, especially depth, is baffling, especially for a team that has been in the championship conversation year after year. Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch seem to operate under this philosophy that they can just scheme their way around O-line issues. And while that might work against bottom feeder teams, when it's crunch time in January and you're up against the best defenses in football, that won't cut it. We've seen it time and again. You lose in the trenches. You lose the game. Now for a preseason opener, there were some things to be optimistic about. That opening drive? That was something. Marching right down the field against a Broncos defense that ranked among the league's elite last season and punching it in for a touchdown. That's a tone setter. M. Jones dropped a beautiful 50-yard bomb to Jordan Watkins. And let me just say that throw, that was QB2 level quality we haven't seen in a long time in San Francisco. Forget last year's backups. Mac Jones is clearly a better fit, a better decision maker, and simply more composed than guys like Josh Dobbs or Brandon Allen. This time, QB2 feels like a real insurance policy instead of just an emergency placeholder. Jordan. Watkins is another name that needs to be highlighted. You see that 4.3 speed on tape, but it's not just raw athleticism. The dude can track a ball like a center fielder in October. There's a big difference between being fast and being fast with purpose, and Watkins brings that. He's not just running go routes and praying. He's finding the ball, adjusting, to it in flight, and making the play. That's next level stuff, especially from an undrafted guy. If he can continue doing that, he'll carve out a legitimate role in this offense. Speaking of undrafted guys, how about Sebastian Valdez and Corey Care? CJ West and Alfred Collins too. These dudes showed flashes, moments where they weren't just filling space, but actively disrupting the Broncos' offensive rhythm. Whether it was pocket collapse or run game penetration, you saw it. You felt it. Especially that Chase Lucas blitz that led to the Bo Nix safety. Exotic pressure looks like that showed the versatility this new look defense is aiming for under Robert Saleh. Having him back, that might be one of the most underrated upgrades of the entire offseason. But let's swing it back to the negatives because they're impossible to ignore. Again, depth is going to be tested, and not in theory, in reality. They're now the Niners. Entered training camp with almost 20 rookies, a combination of draft picks and UDFAs. That's a lot of youth. And while youth can be exciting, it also brings growing pains. John Lynch even admitted it. This team is going to have to weather some bumps, and that brings us back to the offensive line. I just don't believe that 49ers did enough. Let's be real here. Left guard, below average. Center, serviceable at best. Right tackle, maybe okay. But when you're facing the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Lions, teams with elite front sevens, okay won't get it done. Kyle Shanahan came into this league as a wide receiver. John Lynch played safety. That shapes the way they value positions. And maybe they believe the system can do the heavy lifting. But again, we've seen what happens when you ignore the offensive line. Games are won and lost in the trenches, and against great defenses, the 49ers have been losing that battle far. It's too often. McKivitz and Trent Williams are solid, but behind him, Spencer Burford has been a guard, and it's unclear if he can slide over in a pinch. Austin Pleasance at right tackle? That's a drop-off. A huge one. And that's what stuck out the most. It's not just about the starting five anymore. It's about who's next up, because injuries happen, fatigue sets in, and if you're one play away from disaster, that's a risk this team cannot afford to take. Now Drew Dalman, that's the guy they should have gone all in on. Back up the truck, make it happen. Because when you're building around Brock Purdy, or any quarterback for that matter, protection has to be the #1 priority. It doesn't matter how talented your skill players are if the quarterback's getting hit on every other snap. And while we're talking about last year, let's not forget the lesson. Trench warfare decides championships. It felt like every 49er fan in the world knew that the draft had to address offensive line. Everyone, except the ones making the picks. Value or not, you can't keep punting on a need that obvious. Robert Saleh being back changes the game defensively. You can feel the difference. He brings clarity, simplicity, speed. That defense was flying around, especially early in the game. And yeah, Chase Lucas deserves a shout out. That blitz package was beautifully timed and effective. But again, 2 points from the defense, 9 total on the scoreboard. That's it. Offense flatlined after that first drive. I mean, I would have rather seen 3 Jake Moody field goals just to walk away feeling like something worked. Because what followed? It wasn't good, and it got worse. Now Mac Jones, still encouraging. That deep ball was everything. Quick read, perfect placement, and a chance for your receiver to go up and get it. That's a winning formula. The interception? Honestly, that's on Jordan Watkins for running a lazy route. There's a reason it's tough to learn the Shanahan playbook. It's dense, it's layered, and it demands precision. So you saw the good and the bad from Watkins, but none of it reflected poorly on Mac, Carter Bradley, and Tanner Morai. Brutal, like not even camp arm brutal. These guys look like civilians, like fans plucked from the stands and asked to run a pro offense. Bradley has the arm strength, but no touch. 0. Every throw is a fastball, even when a changeup would have sufficed. Telegraphed every read. Should have had more picks. Morai. Dude looked like he was trying out for a 2014 Johnny Manziel highlight reel. Scrambling around, backyard football, and then just chucking it straight to the DB. Just painful. I wouldn't be surprised if Shanahan's already scanning the waiver wire for a QB3. Because let's be real, those two guys aren't it. At all. One name quietly having a solid outing was Nick Martin. Now look, was he perfect? Absolutely not, but his mistakes were physical, not mental. And when a rookie plays too fast, too aggressive, that's something you can coach. It's better than a guy who's lost, tentative, or out of position. Martin was in the frame. He was around the ball. He just needs to throttle down, play under control, and let the game slow down for him. You'd rather have to dial a guy back than push him to go harder. That's Nick Martin right now. There's a play that sticks out. Martin chasing down. A Broncos running back with 4.4 speed, slicing through traffic to force him out of bounds. That's effort. That's recognition. And that's a rookie still getting up to speed. He didn't finish all the plays, but he was in position to make them. That's the foundation you want. It reminded me a little of Dre Greenlaw when he first arrived. Over-pursued, hyper-aggressive, and missing tackles. But you saw the upside. You saw what he could become. And look where he is now. As for CJ West and Alfred Collins, you can't just judge them by the box score. The impact was real, even if the stats didn't jump off the page. West opened the lane that led to the Calais Davis sack. That stuff matters. Collins is a bit of a concern though. He's a physical specimen, but he exposes his chest too often and loses leverage. At 6'5" and 330, he needs to keep driving. Can't stop his motor. That's the coaching point. The tools are there, but refinement is key. We've seen this before with guys like Kinlaw. It's all about turning potential into production. CJ West, on the other hand, plays low, has those violent hands, and uses his 6'1" frame to win leverage battles. He's the kind of guy who might not rack up gaudy numbers, but disrupts plays in ways that matter, forces runners to bounce, makes quarterbacks move. Those are impact plays, even if they don't land in the stat sheet. But before we dive in, don't Forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The streets of San Francisco seemed to buzz with a special kind of electricity this week, as rumors swirled and whispers spread across sports bars, coffee shops, and social media feeds about the arrival of star wide receiver Justin Jefferson. In the Bay Area, eyewitnesses claim they spotted Jefferson stepping off a private jet at San Francisco International Airport late Tuesday evening, greeted not by the usual quiet anonymity of a late-night arrival, but by a surprising cluster of fans waving 49ers flags, snapping photos, and shouting words of welcome. While the franchise has not yet issued any official statement confirming a finalized deal, several unverified reports suggest that Jefferson has agreed to a multi-year contract with the San Francisco 49ers, an acquisition that could significantly shift the balance of power in the NFC. The air of mystery has only intensified the excitement, with local radio hosts spending entire segments debating the potential impact of Jefferson's speed, route running precision, and proven ability to make clutch plays in high-pressure moments. Whether this is a done deal or simply an elaborate build-up to an announcement yet to come, the city sports community seems united in its anticipation, as if sensing that something transformative might be unfolding right before their eyes. For those who follow the NFL closely, the possibility of Jefferson joining forces with an already formidable 49ers offense is the kind of speculation that sends shockwaves through fan bases and front offices alike. The 49ers, coming off another deep playoff run, have long been viewed as a team only one or two pieces away from solidifying themselves as perennial Super Bowl favorites. Adding Jefferson to an arsenal that already includes the versatile Deebo Samuel, the explosive Christian McCaffrey, and the steady presence of George Kittle would give head coach Kyle Shanahan a playmaking trio that most defensive coordinators would dread facing. Social media has erupted with edited highlight reels, mock lineups, and fan art imagining Jefferson in the team's iconic red and gold uniform. The rumor mill gained more momentum after an anonymous league source hinted that the talks have been in motion for weeks and that both sides have a mutual desire to make this happen. Even if this move is still pending official confirmation, the narrative has taken on a life of its own, fueled by a mix of optimism, curiosity, and the irresistible nature of a blockbuster NFL storyline in the making. Meanwhile, Jefferson's own actions in recent days have done little to quiet the speculation. Reports indicate that he was seen dining at a high-profile San Francisco steakhouse alongside what appeared to be members of the 49ers front office, including general manager John Lynch. While such sightings could be coincidental or even misleading, they've done nothing to stop the tide of conjecture. Some fans have pointed out that Jefferson recently followed several 49ers players on social media, a modern-day signal that often foreshadows major sports moves. Others note that his decision to wear a black and red jacket upon arrival might be a subtle nod to the team's colors, intentional or not. Television crews have begun staking out popular training spots in hopes of catching him working out with them. Local athletes further feed into frenzy. Every small detail, from his hotel choice to his casual remarks to bystanders, has been dissected online, showing just how hungry the Bay Area is for a marquee signing. Even without confirmation, the story has transcended standard sports news and become a cultural talking point, sparking discussions not only among football enthusiasts, but also among those who simply recognize the buzz of a city on the verge of something big. In the broader scope of the NFL landscape, Jefferson's potential move to San Francisco could have significant ripple effects. Rival teams, particularly those in the NFC West, are said to be monitoring the situation closely, aware that an offense featuring Jefferson would be even more unpredictable and difficult to contain. The Los Angeles Rams, Seattle Seahawks, and Arizona Cardinals, already grappling with the 49ers' dominant defense, would be forced to prepare for a passing attack unlike any they have faced in recent seasons. Analysts speculate that such a signing could trigger a chain reaction of counter-moves across the league as contenders scramble to match the firepower. Jefferson, still in his prime, represents not only a talent upgrade but also a psychological advantage, the kind of player who can tilt the confidence scale before the first snap of a game. Sports betting markets have reportedly adjusted their odds in response to the chatter, with the 49ers seeing a slight uptick in projected win totals for next season. Whether this uptick proves justified depends on one crucial factor: if the whispers become an official announcement. Until then, the conversation continues to swirl, merging facts, hints, and wishful thinking into one captivating off-season narrative. As the days pass without official confirmation, the suspense itself has become part of the entertainment. Fans gather outside Levi's Stadium not to watch a game, but to share in the shared hope that Jefferson might soon call Santa Clara home. Local merchandise shops have already begun selling unofficial Jefferson 19 jerseys, a risky but telling sign of how strongly this rumor has taken hold. Sports writers debate whether the delay in announcement is due to contract structuring, salary cap maneuvering, or simply a strategic media rollout designed to maximize impact. In the meantime, Jefferson remains silent on the mash, neither denying nor confirming the reports, a choice that only deepens the intrigue. For now, the Bay Area lives in a state of heightened expectation, where every tweet, every cryptic Instagram story, and every sidelong glance becomes potential evidence. The city has embraced the possibility not just as a sports transaction, but as the dawn of a new chapter, where one of football's brightest stars could shine under the California sun. Whether that chapter begins tomorrow, next week, or not at all, the buildup has already left its mark on a fan base eager to believe the rumors might just be true. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.